Hey everyone, thanks for joining. Sorry about these videos. They are several weeks overdue, but I'm finally getting around to it. So want to talk to you about a couple different things, and I'll break these videos up. So after the Cholestatic Liver Disease Summit, I learned so much about PFIC. I'm so glad I went. Shout out to my friend Kim for gifting me the nights in the hotel. I really greatly appreciate that. So it was a great time to be there. Met other patients. I met doctors and scientists. I met people from the industry and the pharmaceutical companies, and I just really learned so much, and it's exactly what I wanted out of the conference. I'm going to be posting a couple different videos. I want to post about the people that I met. That's what this video is going to be about. I'm also going to post about what I learned about PFIC in general, the different types. And then I want to make a video about what I learned about PFIC and the conference and how that relates to maybe my version of PFIC. So all great information, and I hope you stay tuned for those other videos. But this one's going to be about the people that I met, and I have a whole list here, and it was really great and exciting. So the summit was 3 different diseases being represented there. So there's the PFIC, progressive familial intrahepatic cholestasis. What that means: progressive means it gets worse, familial means it's genetic, intrahepatic means it's in the liver, and cholestasis means that the bile is not flowing. So there's the PFIC family, and then there's alveolar syndrome. I believe I'm pronouncing that right. And then there's also biliary atresia, which I don't know much about either of those, but I do know by combining the summit into a cholestatic liver disease summit, that we were able to get more sponsors and more people together and really kind of tie the communities together. So that was really great. Appreciate that. They sent out some information after the summit, and there were over 400 people there, which was really awesome. So first off, I met a really nice lady. I think she was a pharmacist for Ipsen. Ipsen is the drug company that helped me with that Bylvay, the drug that ultimately didn't work for me, but they had several different patient programs to be able to get me on it, even though insurance hadn't approved it yet. So I really appreciate them for having that program and for trying for me. She was super nice, very pretty, and she was just really awesome. So I don't remember her name, unfortunately, but she was cool. And I also met people from Mirum, and Mirum is another pharmaceutical company. They're competitors, Mirum and Ipsen. Mirum also has another drug that's similar to the Bylvay one with Ipsen. It's supposed to work slightly differently, so I'm going to try and get on that one. So I'm glad I went to the conference because I hadn't seen anything about that drug. It's called Livmarli. I hadn't seen anything about that before, so I'm going to try and get on that one. And then I met Tessa from Mirum too. She's super awesome. She was telling me all about it. She actually gave me some more insight into the the DNA test that I took, because Mirum was the company that sponsored that test. So it actually makes sense that my DNA, my PFIC version was not maybe picked up on her test, because they only currently test for 6 out of the 13 different kinds. And I don't know if I'm one of those 13 kinds or not, or a different kind, but it does make sense that perhaps my version was not picked up on that test. And then I met Kate at dinner the one night. We were sitting at the bar. I was just having dinner by myself, and she sat next to me, and she could tell that I was there for the liver summit. So we chatted a little bit. So it was nice to meet Kate. And then, the social media guys. So I volunteered to help the PFIC network with some social media, like an interview that they wanted. So met with Ryan, and I forget the other 2 guys' names, but they were pretty cool too. So they interviewed me. So you might be seeing me on the PFIC network channel. And then Cincinnati Children's Hospital, Emily, she was super awesome. I forgot that I was going to see her there, but they had like a little vendor setup area and she was at her booth and she's like, Olivia. So obviously I could tell that she has watched my stuff before. So you can see me itching. This is like, that's the itching that I'm talking about. So Emily was super great. Emily gave me some information. So we were talking about their study that they have going on. And I was like, well, if you need me, let me know. Like, I'm happy to help. And she actually explained to me that the study that I'm enrolled in at Yale, the Dr. Villareno's one, like, she's like gold standard. She's like, you're with her. She's where you need to be. So that was super awesome to hear that. And I also heard that from another doctor later that I'll talk about. So again, it's just like, okay, I can't believe I already just went straight to the top with the study. So super excited to hear that. And Emily was awesome. And then there's the wonderful ladies of the PFIC network. I was so excited to meet Melissa. Melissa and I have talked a lot back and forth, and really Melissa is the one that helped my trajectory on social media and all of what I have learned. She sent me the video of Dr. Villareno last year at the PFIC conference. It was just a small conference just for PFIC. And she's the one that sent me the link to Dr. Villareno talking about more adults being diagnosed. And like literally there's a section in there where she talks about ICP and how that's supposed to go away. And then they're finding out that it doesn't for all women. And I was like, oh my God, that's me. So it was super nice to meet Melissa. She's a super great person. Really glad I met her in person and we had some great chats, and hopefully I'll be able to help her out with more in the future. And then also with the PFIC network, there was another Emily, and she was super awesome because I was sitting in a breakout group, and at the end of it, she came up to me and was like, you need to talk to that doctor. And that was Dr. Richard Thompson, because he studies PFIC in adults. And so she made that connection for me. He came and sat down. So that's the next person that I met. So I was super glad that Emily came out and made that connection, because that's really what I was looking for. So talking too much, getting excited. Okay, so Dr. Richard Thompson, oh my gosh, so smart, super great guy. I believe he's from the UK, and he gave a speech later about PFIC in adults. But for a little bit of time, he sat down next to me, and once he heard that I was a PFIC patient, just recently diagnosed, he was like, let me see your charts, open up your my chart. So I gave him my chart, looked at that, looked at the DNA thing, and he actually said to me that it makes sense that the Bylvay did not work for me because my bile acids are not astronomical as they are for kids. I didn't quite understand it, but he said that it makes sense to him, and he listens to the BBC every night when he's sleeping. So he is ultra smart, and if that's what he says, then it makes sense to me, I guess. I'll just go with what he says. So it was really nice to meet him, and he further validated that my DNA might not have shown up on the Mirum test, but that it might be out of one of the 13, maybe it wasn't one of the 6 that they studied, but also that there are more kinds out there that they're still figuring out. And when we talk about the different kinds of PFIC, which I'll go into the video about PFIC, there's different mechanisms for bile acids to be regulated within your system. And it's really the protein deficiency that defines the type of PFIC that you have. And there's a variety of ways that proteins can be deficient. So that's what we're trying to figure out. So anyway, so he was super awesome. And then of course I met lots of other patients and families, and I learned so much from them. There's a lot of the moms gave speeches about their kids and their issues that they've had and growing up, and it was really heart-wrenching to hear that some of these kids, what they have to go through. There's, a variety of life concerns and things that they have to deal with at such a young age, and that's sad, but I'm glad that we are coming together and, everybody's trying to do the best that they can and share our knowledge and work with the researchers and the companies. So super glad I went to the conference, and it was a great experience. I'm glad I met so many people and made some great connections, and I look forward to going to the next one. They probably won't do the 3 diseases again in the next couple of years, maybe 2 or 3 years out, but I believe they'll continue to do a PFIC focused one, which I would absolutely love to attend if I could. So looking forward to that. And oh, Michael, I didn't write him down. Michael, I met on the plane on the way back. I think it was like a 5 a.m. flight. It was super early in the morning, and he was sitting in front of me. And as we were getting off the plane, he had a little stuffed liver because one of the companies was giving away a little stuffed liver. And I was like, I saw that. Like, I was like, were you at the conference? So his daughter has algaeals. And so it was just nice to chat with him on the way to the parking garage. So it was kind of cool. But anyway, so that's all the people that I met. Everybody was wonderful, like I said. And I can't wait to see them all again soon. And now I'm going to go ahead and record the next video about what I learned about PFIC and how that relates to maybe my version. Stay tuned.